Okay, I'm here with Frank Gallager of Musicians for Life, who just played at the WQPH event here for Michael Magazine and so forth. Frank, great little event here today.
Enjoyed it.
And I understand that in addition to the Musicians for Life ministry that you do, in fact, the CD, by the way, I should point out, would make a great Christmas gift for people who are looking. That you're involved in prison ministry, and you have a special project coming up locally that you're working on.
I do. I'm sitting on the board of directors for a construction project at Worcester County House of Correction for a chapel. We're planning on building a 60 by 30 chapel, multi-religious chapel, so it would be open to all faiths, inside the Worcester County House of Correction on the grounds. We have received a letter in writing from the Sheriff's Department through our attorney and giving us permission to go forward with the project. So we're going to begin having fundraisers to try and raise the money we need to actually build a new chapel on Worcester County House of Correction grounds.
Now, would this replace the existing chapel in the main building?
There is no existing chapel. They used to use the library for the chapel. This is not in the main section of the jail. This is in the modular section. The main section still has a chapel, but because of prison controls, certain inmates can't be together with other inmates, so they can't use that part of the jail. So the modular section is separate, and they used the library years ago, but the air conditioning units on the roof collapsed through the roof. So they tore the library down, and right now we're using a very small space, like a storage space, which normally is just for storage. And so for quite some time we've been doing Catholic programming there. It's manned by Deacon Gary Miller and his wife Betty, and they have masses there weekly, and we go in and do retreat weekends. So we need a bigger space, and the sheriff's in favor of our proposal. So we're actually planning on starting to having fundraisers. I believe the first one is going to be May 25th, but don't etch that in stone yet. I'll confirm that once we have the date solidified. But so we're going to start having fundraisers, and we're going to try and raise $600,000 and build a church inside a prison.
And where would a church be more appropriate than a prison? Because one of the spiritual works of mercy, of course, is to visit those in prison. Then that's really, if you want to convert people, you got to go with the people where the sin is.
Well, we're all sinners, Peter, but the most profound ministry that I'm involved in is the prison ministry, because when people genuinely repent of their sinfulness and turn to God and try and accept the help of the church to get back on their feet, the journey is profound and the conversions are profound. I could tell you a lot of stories, but it would take us a long time. We'd have to have a much longer interview. But my wife and I sat in having breakfast in Sturbridge at Annie's Country Kitchen, and one of the men, who I didn't even remember, approached the two of us and brought his wife and his two kids with him, and he's speaking to his wife saying, honey, this is the guy that I told you about. These are the people that I was telling you about in prison. These are the reason, this man is the reason that our children are baptized and you and I are married. And I went. So we do make a difference sometimes, not always, but sometimes it's profound. Some of my musician friends have been in prison. I have been in prison. Jesus was in prison. The apostles and Jesus got the death penalty. So, keeping things in perspective, some of the best people I know have gone through prison and come out the other side. And they're profoundly wonderful Christian human beings that I would really to the point where I've been doing prison ministry since 1989, and I have no intention of stopping.
Now, do you get any pushback from other people of faith because of the focus on prison ministry?
Sometimes. Not everyone is as forgiving as Jesus, and sometimes certain crimes are very touchy for individuals for whatever reason. So sometimes we get people that come out of prison and come into the parish and are not well received, unfortunately. And to that I just pray. To that extent, I can only pray for both the people that are unforgiving and the people that have not received the forgiveness that need it.
Well, that's an important thing, because remember, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those.
There is a hook there.
There's a hook, and a lot of people forget the hook.
Yeah.
So if people want to find out more about Musicians for Life, or buy the CD, or find out more about the prison ministry and the project to build the chapel, where can they go?
I have a website, alpharecordingstudios.com. I also have an email address, alphastudios61@gmail.com, so you can contact me that way. The web presence is the best place if you want to buy the CD, because there's a link to purchase the CD. You can either purchase the hard copy, which we'll mail to you, or you can digitally download it on the website. So there's a lot going on, but more importantly, with what's going on coming up very soon with the prison ministry chapel construction project, I would just ask for your prayers and ask if anyone. We already have an account opened through the diocese to accept donations, and we have received quite a few donations already. So if you contact me, I can put you in direct link with that if you desire to make a donation to help out. Because again, our goal is not set in stone yet, but we're estimating around $600,000 total for the construction project.
Well, Frank Gallager, thank you so much for your ministry, your work, and for your music, and your time, of course.
God bless you, Peter. Thank you.